Well, I actually moderated two sessions, but they are complementary. The one is on desertification, land degradation, and drought. And the second one is more specifically on the societal risks deriving from desertification, land degradation, and drought. And in a nutshell, such a forum handles risk, and when people think risk, they think natural catastrophe, they think earthquake, tsunamis, flash floods, fires, and the other risks such as terrorism, but that's yet another story. But when we speak about natural catastrophes, they are usually spectacular and imminent, while when we speak about desertification, land degradation, and drought, we speak about a silent killer, because it's not spectacular, but it is an enormous challenge. Under scenarios of climate change, the loss of fertile topsoil, for various reasons in various parts of the world, but of course, very importantly, in the drylands of the world, is going to lead to massive mass migration. You have, in the next 30 years, you need to come up with a solution for the sustainable management of the drylands, or you will have to face migration to the tune of 10 of millions of people. And where will they go? You know that already there is quite a sensitivity, human drama with boat people landing in the Canary Islands or the Agency Islands. And when you look from where these people come, very often they come from the drylands. So that's one of the issues, is forced migration, because people would prefer to live in the ancestral grounds, but they are forced by drought. And that has happened in history before, and we know it. The end of the Maya Empire, the breakdown between the High Egyptian Empire and the Middle Empire were caused by climatic conditions. Now, under scenarios of climate change, we are more informed, we are better informed, and we can plan. So, responding to the need of the United Nations Convention to combat desertification, but more importantly, responding to the needs of local population in affected areas has a preventive value, because it's cheaper to spend $1 on prevention in looking after land and soil management rather than spending much more on emergency measures, famine, rehabilitation, drought-affected areas, and so forth. What I can say is that military people, like entrepreneurs, are better trained about on risk management than are bureaucrats. Bureaucrats are basically trying to avoid risks, and entrepreneurs are trying to weight risks in order to draw benefits, and military planners are trying to use risk to their advantage. And when you look at where the thinking goes, there is in the military establishment a very great focus over the last 4 or 5 years on what these options of climate changes mean in terms of public security. And notably in the Mediterranean region, they come to the conclusion, which we knew a long time ago, of course, that soil needs to be handled as perhaps a common good of mankind. I mean, they may not say it in so many words, but they come up with strong conclusions of trying to stem the push factors of migration from the dryland, introducing sustainable land use practices, maybe a rehabilitation of pastoralism, which was an adaptive land use practice which had developed over millennia and which was then made illegal by the creation of nation states. But in Africa as well as in Asia, pastoralism, or Central Asia before Soviet, introduced agriculture. Nomadism was a traditional lifestyle, as it was in Mongolia. So we probably need to think in terms of allowing a greater governance capacity of facilitating a territorial governance which involves more the national, let's say the local communities in the management of natural resources, but at the same time planning and preparing for some level of migration, because there are definitely some areas of the world where the carrying capacity of the land will not absorb the expected population growth. We are putting 83 million people in the world every year, and unfortunately in the drylands, are the areas where the population growth is the bigger. So we need to plan for that.
Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you
time.
very much.